Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video today. RiserrDawn here. It's been a while since I uploaded, guys. I've been busy with finals, and of course Arcane Odyssey has rarely been pumping out updates, so I couldn't really find an interesting video idea to make. But today I decided to make just a tier list. I haven't made one for this game yet, and yeah, with the lesson updates, I figured this is probably like the best thing to do right now. So yeah, let's kick it off with Acid. So okay, Acid. I think Acid is a pretty solid magic. It's got great damage over time, and it's being used as a meta magic right now. And it outclasses a lot of the magics here. So I would put it at S tier. Okay, Ash. Ash synergizes really well with a lot of magics, but I don't think it's that great right now because you can't use it underwater. I think you can use it with plasma, can't you? And essentially, when you make the clouds, you can ignite the clouds with plasma or fire, something like that. I think it's kind of like poison. But I don't think it outclasses some of the magics here that I would put at A. And speaking of some of the classes, I would put Crystal at A, honestly, because on the 4th hit, you deal 30% more damage, which is really good. And if you're using with a fast attack speed style, getting to that 4th hit is extremely good, and you're gonna be dealing a ton of damage. And of course, you deal like a crystallized status effect, which synergizes with some of these magics. I think light is one of them. But yeah. Okay, Earth. Earth is very, very heavy and slow, so I would probably put it at like C or D tier. Let's just put it at C for now. So Earth is very slow, and it's not as strong as some of the other ones here. I don't think it's as good as Ash, to be honest, because it's not as useful as Ash, not as fast as Ash. The only good thing about Earth is that it's got huge AoE, but ever since you can dash now, it's basically kind of useless. You could just dash out of the way. Other magics are faster, deal more damage, etc. Next, guys, we have Glass. I think Glass is okay. It's kind of like Ash. It's not that great, but it's also not as bad as magics down here. So Glass deals bleeding status effect every time you hit someone, which is really good. And obviously it doesn't synergize with fire because fire cauterizes the bleed. But yeah, the bleeding status effect is really, really good, and I think you can stack it, or it refreshes the bleeding effect. Next, guys, we have Explosion. Now, I think Explosion, in my opinion, is really good. I use it with my Warlock build, and it's got naturally really high attack size. And I don't have to put anything into AoE, into attack size increase. I basically put all my stats into power, HP, and attack speed, and it's extremely good. I don't have to worry about attack size because it's got naturally high attack size. I think it's like 1.3 times the multiplier, and essentially you can't miss. So it's really good in that aspect. Okay, next we have Fire. I think Fire is honestly really bad right now. The only good thing is that you deal burning, but like it's not that great. It doesn't last that long either. And magics like water, all it does is like recharge, and it takes away the burning effect. And if it's raining, it also takes away the burning effect, and fire deals less damage to soaked enemies. So yeah, it's simply outclassed in that aspect. And it's like a projectile magic, so it's not instant like lightning or light. So it's not really guaranteed a hit either. Okay, next we have Ice. I think Ice is pretty solid. A lot of people are using Ice right now with Mage, because you can freeze the enemy, and Frozen is like one of the best status effects right now because it stuns the enemy in place. And then you compare it with like Sunken Sword or something. So I think it's pretty solid. Next we have Metal. Metal I think is also it's kind of like Earth. It's very, very slow, but honestly I think it's better than Earth because If you do like 5%, at least 5% damage to the enemy of their max HP, you deal bleeding. So it's like a bleeding passive hit every time, like glass. But it's, like I said before, very slow. I think it's also got very high AoE. But yeah, it's not as great as these ones in my opinion. Next, guys, we have light. Light, I would put it at B tier. The main iconic thing about light is that whenever you hit the enemy, it blinds the enemy. So if you keep hitting them over and over, you can't see a thing. And the enemy doesn't know how to react, where to move. But that's if you hit them. The attack is a instant attack, so you don't have to worry about like being telegraphed or having telegraphed hits. So yeah, I think it's better than these, but yeah, it's a perfect fit for B tier. Next, guys, we have lightning. So lightning, I think, is a lot of people use lightning with like warlock, lightning warlock, that a lot of people have been using recently. I think lightning is an okay class because well, it's good because you can hit enemies underwater, and if you shoot the lightning underwater, it increases the attack size by like 1.15 times. I also think it deals more damage underwater, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't think it's as good as these ones, to be honest. Okay, next we have magma. So magma is, I think it's also at B tier in my opinion because it deals the melting status effect, which is pretty good. It leaves behind magma puddles, which of course if the enemies step over it, they get damaged. But it's also very slow and not as great as these ones up here in the A tier. So yeah, it's pretty good in that aspect. Next we have plasma. So plasma is like fire basically. You can synergize it with like poison or ash and make the microwave like the microwave build essentially, where you leave clouds all over the arena and then you ignite it. But otherwise plasma is like kind of mid to low tier. But yeah, next we have poison. So poison has insane damage over time. If you shoot the poison projectiles into your poison clouds, it actually makes your projectile bigger, so you can expand your cloud in that way. You can cover a lot of ground with clouds too, so you can basically, if you're like, let's say if you're on a ship fight or something, you can leave poison clouds everywhere on the ship, and then the enemy will be forced to go in the water. It's insane in that way, and the damage over time, like I said before, is pretty crazy. But I don't think it's as good as these ones up here. But yeah. Next, guys, we have sand. Sand, I think, is pretty solid. It's kind of like light and shadow, where it leaves behind like a blinding effect. You leave like sand on the enemy screen. It's very good in that aspect. It's pretty solid, and it's quite meta right now. You can, I think a lot of people use it with like Conjure, I think. But yeah, I just know that it's one of the meta magics and it's really good. Next, guys, we have Shadows. Shadows like A tier. It's very solid. It deals the drained status effect on the enemy, and yeah, it's really good. It's one of the more solid magics right now. But yeah, it's not as good as Sand or Acid in my opinion. Next, guys, we have Snow. So Snow is I think Snow is meta. So Snow is essentially like water or ice, or not water. Yeah, basically like ice, but you can use it with a lot more magics. I think it's also faster than ice, and you can pair it really well with Sunken Sword, and it deals like the frozen status effect. So a lot of people are using this right now. Next, guys, we have water as well. Water is also kind of like Snow, where you can pair it really well with the Sunken Sword and ice as well, and it deals that frozen status effect. Also, when you're burned or melting, you can just recharge and it removes the burning, like I said before. So it's like fire with bleeding, but water with fire. Like water, when you recharge, takes away the burning. Really good. Next, guys, we have wind. So wind is pretty trash. The only good thing is that you can do like the knockback build. I think it's kind of fun, but it's got really low damage naturally. It's fast, you know, it's got that knockback, but it's like not good in any other like build besides mage. So yeah, I put it at like C tier. I mean B tier. And then we have wood. Wood is just horrible. I would put it in C tier, and every class like pretty much does better than wood. Wood is like super bad. But yeah, that's the tier list, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you agree with my tier list or disagree. If you disagree or agree, leave a comment down below as to why. I appreciate any feedback, guys. And oh, I forgot like one other magic. It's like VTEX's magic, I guess. Obviously that would go in a tier at the very top. It's called Cataclysm. It's incredibly OP, but obviously only VTEX has it, so yeah, it's up here, but it's unobtainable. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.